Maria comes running and says, "Brother, I found the house you mentioned before." Leo says, "Are you serious? Where is it?" Maria points and says, "Right there." Michael says, "All right, let's go check it out." They all start walking toward the house. Michael knocks on the door. Jenny opens it and asks, "Who are you people?" Michael seriously asks, "Is this William's house?" Jenny says, "Yes, he's my father. What's this about?" Michael says, "Looks like we've come to the right place. Let's go inside." Jenny says, "Wait, who are you? I don't know you. Why do you want to come into my house?" Michael says, "I'm sorry. We just got a little emotional." He shows her a picture on his phone and says, "Do you recognize the man in this photo?" Jenny looks at it and says, "That's my dad. How do you have this picture?" Michael says, "So the man in this photo really is your father?" Jenny replies, "Yes, that's my dad when he was young, back when he served in the army. But how did you get this picture?" Michael says, "Please don't take it the wrong way. We mean no harm. Can we come in and talk for a minute?" Jenny says, "All right, come on in." They all step inside. Michael asks, "Do you live here alone?" Jenny says, "Yeah, I live alone. My father stays in the village. City life doesn't really suit him." She continues, "Why are you still standing? Please sit down. I'll bring something for you." Michael says, "Oh no, you're too kind. Please don't bother." Jenny smiles and says, "You're visiting our house for the first time. At least have a glass of water." Michael says, "That's really not necessary. Just answer 3 questions for me first, then I'll tell you why we came." He asks, "First question, your father's name is William, right?" Jenny says, "Yes, that's right." Michael says, "Second question, did your father have a good friend named Max?" Jenny nods. "Yes, I've heard my dad talk about him many times, but I've never met him." Michael asks, "Third question, was your dad a really good cook?" Jenny smiles and says, "Yes, my dad has always been an amazing cook. No one could ever make food like him." Michael looks at his brother and says, "That's it. This is the place. Brother, take out the money." Leo pulls out the money and hands it over. Jenny gets nervous and says, No, I don't even know you people. Why are you giving me so much money?" Michael explains, "Actually, I'm Max's son, and these are my brother and sister." Jenny looks shocked. "You're Max's son?" Michael says, "Yes. Otherwise, how would we have this photo of your father and ours together?" Jenny says, "That's unbelievable. My dad always said that his closest friend in the army was Max. But if that's true, I can't accept this money." Michael says, "You have to take it for 2 reasons. First, to repay a kindness. You see, your father and my father served in the same unit. One day, my dad was badly injured, and your father saved his life. My father always wanted to find him and thank him in person. And after so many years, God finally led us to you." Jenny says softly, "My dad will be so happy to hear this." Michael asks, "How's your father doing now?" Jenny replies, "After retiring from the army, he lived in the city for a while, but then he moved back to the village. He loves the peace and fresh air there." Jenny smiles and says, "Maybe those 2 friends would never meet again if you hadn't shown up today." She calls her father and says, "Hey Dad, you won't believe who's here. Max's son and daughter came to visit. Don't worry, I'll arrange for both families to meet soon. Okay, bye." Michael says, "Thank you so much." Jenny says, "If you hadn't come today, maybe those 2 would have never seen each other again." Michael says, "All we wanted was to thank your father. I just want our dads to be as happy today as they were in their younger days." Message: time changes, but the scent of true bonds never fades. The friendship of fathers, sometimes their children carry it forward.